our topic for today is top 5 tips you can do to boost sales if you are a brand owner. So, ipapakilala lang namin ulit sa inyo ang ating Coach Richmond Tan. Yan, palakpakan namin natin si Coach Richmond.
Okay.
Yes.
Yan, okay.
Everyone.
Hi, Sir
Hello, hello.
Mon.
Okay, ayun. Thank you so much for that introduction, no, Luna? Sige, huwag natin patagalin pa. Let's start. Siguro let's start muna with a question. How many of you guys here are brand owners? Meron kayong brand na nire-represent, meron kayong brand na ginugrow. Type 1, if meron kayong brand. Ayun, si Mimi, si Dennis, si Denise, si Ken, si Digong, yan, si Jotham, Color RR Easy Shop. So that's very good. Everyone has a brand here. So maganda yan kasi hindi sayang yung pag-uusapan natin. Kasi all of the strategies na ibibigay and i-share namin are primarily for brand owners. Pero of course, even if wala kang brand, effective pa rin yung mga strategies na i-share natin. Okay? And if wala kang brand, maybe this is your sign na mag-start na. Kasi branding is really everything. Branding is where e-commerce is going. Branding is the future. So everyone should have a brand. Everyone should have a brand you're proud of, a brand you represent. Let's start with the strategies, the tips. So first, review muna natin yung mga discussions natin the previous week. Kasi ito talaga yung pinaka-importante and pinaka-fundamental for any kind of growth na gusto nating makuha. And alam niyo ba kung ano yun? Sabihin ko ngayon, what's the topic? Yung pinaka-importanting foundation ng lahat ng stores natin. Ito yung paulit-ulit kong dinidiscuss every single meeting, every single video. Tatlo siya. It revolves around CVR, visitors, and AOV. The fundamental and most important thing any seller should know is the e-commerce equation. Tama, si Ma'am Florence, which is kung saan ba nanggagaling ang sales natin? Paano ba nabubuo ang sales natin? Kasi that is the first step for us to know and to understand para malalaman natin, okay, ito pala yung kahinaan ng store ko. Ito pala yung bottleneck ng store ko. Ito pala yung kailangan kong i-improve. Okay? So, yan, next meeting, the next 10 meetings, dyan tayo lagi magsisimula. The e-commerce equation. Ito yung kailangan nating maintindihan, ma-memorize, madikit sa utak natin kasi this is really the key if you want to hit 8 figures, 9 figures in sales. So, ano nga ba yung e-com equation? I'm just gonna give you guys a quick recap para for people who's first time joining here or for people na nakalimutan na. E-commerce equation is the equation kung paano natin nakukuha ang sales sa account natin. So, yung business insights natin, may malaking sales dun, di ba? Yung mga 1 million din yung sales. Diyan nang gagaling yan sa e-commerce equation. And it's built up by 3 metrics. Number 1 is your visitors. Gaano karaming tao ang pumapasok sa store mo? Number 2, your conversion rate. Sa lahat ng pumasok na sa store mo, ilan % ang na-convert mo? Meaning, ilang % ang bumili? And number 3 is AOV, which stands for average order value. Ito yung magkano on average ang binibili ng isang customer mo sa store mo. Okay? So, ito yung tatlong metric. Ito yung pinaka-important. Ito yung fundamentals. Ito yung trinity. The CVR, the visitors, and the AOV. Okay? And usually, laging may weakness ang store natin. Iba-iba yan. Sometimes, mababa yung visitors mo. Sometimes, mababa yung conversion rate mo. Sometimes, mababa yung AOV mo. And for each aspect, there's a specific set of strategies that you can do to increase them. Kasi yan yung one thing na for sure. There is a bottleneck. There is something you can improve, something you can optimize for. So by understanding the e-com equation, that's the first step for you to actually fix and improve those metrics. Okay? So for example, lahat ng ginagawa natin, dyan siya nagre-revolve. So kunyari, nag-ads tayo. Akala natin hindi siya related to e-commerce equation. Pero ads is driving visitors. Which is that, exactly the one of the metric, yung visitors. Diba? So our goal is hindi ads, but rather to increase the visitors. So sabi natin under example, gumagawa tayo ng mga vouchers. We're not creating vouchers for the sake of creating vouchers. Hindi tayo gumagawa kasi, gusto ko lang gumawa. But rather, we're creating vouchers para tumaas ang conversion rate natin. So, unconsciously, lahat ng ginagawa natin sa e-commerce, whether it be pag-upload ng product, pag-upload ng video, going live, bundle deals, add-on deals, lahat yan. Diyan yan babagsak sa e-com equation. Kaya you guys need to remember this talaga. Conversion rate, visitors, and AOV. Okay? So, I'm not gonna discuss too much into it kasi pag discuss ko yun, 2 hours. Pero, the good thing is, I have a full video on e-commerce equation sa YouTube channel ko. Nakapin siya, so be sure to check that out if you guys haven't watched that. So, I hope na nakuha niyo na yun. Visitors, conversion rate, and AOV. So now, if you are a brand owner and yung bottleneck ng store mo is visitors, ano yung pwede mong gawin? Okay? Kasi knowing the e-com equation is just the first step. That's step 1. That's step 1 in a 7-step process. Okay? So, first, okay, identify muna natin, paano natin masasabi na mababa ang visitors? Kasi hindi porket 5,000, 10,000 yung visitors mo, ibig sabihin mababa na. No, that is not the case. Kasi yung visitors na yan, depende pa rin yan sa type of store mo, how big your store is, or what type of niche yung store mo. Okay? So, the first step to knowing if mababa ba yung visitors mo is for you to check the past 3 months and 6 months data ng store mo. So for example, i-check mo siya. Nung October, you're getting 10,000. Yung September, you're getting 12,000. Nung July, you're getting 15,000. Nung June, you're getting 6,000. So you're gonna look at the data. Doon mo malalaman if, ay, parang this 2025 ang baba ng visitors ko. Or this 2025, ang taas na ng visitors ko. Okay, that is the way for you to figure out kung mababa ba siya or mataas. And same, that's the same thing for the conversion rate and the AOV. Makikita natin yan lahat sa Business Insights. Kailangan lang natin siyang i-backtrack na historically, am I performing better or am I performing worse? Kasi if you are performing worse, there's a problem. And you need to do something para mabalik sa tamang trajectory ang store mo. So sabihin natin, chinek nyo na yung store ninyo. Napansin ninyo yung visitors nyo, sunod-sunod yung baba. Ano yung pwede natin gawin? So there's 3 main things that you can do. Number 1 is affiliate marketing. So I believe naging topic natin 2 weeks ago. Pero basically, affiliate marketing, I'm sure alam niyo naman lahat yan. That is one of the main ways to increase your visitors. Gagawa ka ng open collaboration, magbibigay ka ng commission rate, and affiliates will promote your product, which in turn leads to visitors to your store. Meaning, maghahanap ka ng affiliate, magbibigay ka ng commission, so ipropromote ng affiliate yan, and may papasok na traffic sa store mo. So, super simple lang. If you are a brand owner, you need to have affiliate marketing. If you are a solo entrepreneur na wala kang team, wala kang network, sobrang hirap mag-build ng brand. I'm sure alam ninyong lahat yan. Kasi if mag-isa ka lang, ikaw na mag-handle ng store mo, ikaw pa yung mag-video, ikaw pa yung magla-live, ikaw pa yung mag-promote, ikaw pa yung maghahawak ng social media, super hirap niyan. So parang cheat code na nga tong affiliate marketing eh. Kasi you get 100 people to do it for you. You get 1,000 people to do it for you. Pero here's the twist. How can we create an effective affiliate marketing network? Yan yung challenge. Kasi alam naman natin lahat, kailangan natin mag-affiliate marketing. Pero hindi alam ng lahat paano magiging effective yung affiliate marketing. And actually, as brand owners, that is one of our biggest advantage. Ito yung greatest tool natin. Bakit feeling nyo ito yung greatest tool and may advantage yung mga brand owners? Any guesses? Okay guys, comment nyo, why do you guys think may advantage ang brand owners pagdating sa affiliate marketing compared to someone na walang brand? Ano yung advantage nating mga brand owners? Trusted ang product, mataas ang profit margin. You guys are correct. Mas matatandaan nila ang product. Exactly. There's 2 main advantage nating mga brand owners. Number 1, malaki ang profit margin. Kasi if you have your own brand, you can dictate a higher price. Pwede kang mag-price ng mas mataas kung quality yung brand mo. If alam mo maganda yung product mo, alam mo maganda yung brand mo, you can dictate a higher price na people are willing to buy. So, pag mas mataas yung margins mo, mas mataas ang commission rate na pwede mong bigay. Okay? So that's number 1. Kasi isipin nyo guys, if yung kalaban nyo, walang brand, maliit lang yung margins nila, yung mabibigay lang nila na commission is 3%, 5%. Pero ikaw, you're a brand owner, tama yung pricing mo, you can give up to 15 or even 20% sa affiliate marketing. So isipin nyo guys, if kayo yung affiliate, sino yung ipropromote nyo? Yung nagbibigay ng 5% or yung nagbibigay ng 15%? So of course, naturally, 15%. Mas lalapit sila sa mga brand owners. So that is the main advantage natin. Okay? Number 2, may isa pa. The other advantage of being brand owners sa affiliate marketing is, alam na natin yung product natin. Alam na natin yung brand natin and we own it. So kahit 100,000 paggastusin natin sa affiliates, kahit sabihin natin 1 million ginagastos natin sa affiliates, alam natin kung saan napupunta yung pera na yun. It's going towards the brand. Nag-grow yung brand mo. More people are creating content, more people are creating reviews, And as a return, lumalaki yung brand recognition mo na everyone knows your product already. That in itself is already marketing. Other people are doing marketing for you and yung ginagastos mo, napupunta siya sa brand mo. For sabi natin, for someone na walang brand, na general merchandise lang, kung gumastos sila ng 100,000, yung nakuha lang nila kapalit is sales. Yun lang, sales. Pero as brand owners, kung gumastos ka ng 100,000, ang makukuha mo is number 1, you get the sales. Number 2, you get a network of affiliate. And number 3, na pro-promote yung brand mo. And sobrang valuable nun. Kasi the only way for your brand to grow is for more people to see it, more people to promote it. That's the only way eh. Diba? So alam niyo na ngayon guys, why affiliate marketing is so important. And as brand owners, why do we need to use it? Okay, so now let's talk about the common mistake. Common mistake ng mga brand owners, ayaw nila magbigay ng mataas na commission rate. Sa lahat ng explanation ko kanina on the importance of it, kailangan guys, this is a must. Kailangan nyo magbigay ng mataas na commission rate kasi yan yung advantage natin. Kapag hindi mo ginamit yan, sayang yung advantage mo and you're leaving so much growth, so much potential on the table. That's for affiliate marketing. Actually, there's a lot of things pa, like a lot of insights and data, pero let's leave it at that. If you're a brand owner, use affiliate marketing. It's your greatest tool. Next, KOL. KOL collaborations is basically hahanap ka ng mga content creators on your niche na kilala mo, na napapanood mo, and you collaborate with them. You reach out to them na, okay, do you want to promote my product for whether it be free samples or monetary? So for KOL, ito, sa brand owners lang din to meron. Kasi if gen merch ka, hindi mo kayang bayaran yung KOL fee. Kasi sayang naman. You're paying, what, 40,000, 50,000. Sobrang dami mong free samples na binibigay. And in return, wala ka masyadong nakukuha. That's also another advantage and strategy for brand owners, which is KOL collaborations. Pero I don't recommend this, lalo na if hindi pa ganun kalaki yung brand mo. If hindi pa ganun kalaki yung brand mo, go with affiliate marketing. Kasi that's more sure. Sure, etong affiliate marketing sure ball yan eh. Yung KOL, parang you're taking a risk. You're taking a risk with the collaborator na maganda yung gagawin nila na video, magta-trending yung video, mag-viral. So, it's a risk. Pero if you can afford it, and gusto mo maging aggressive talaga, that's also an option available for you. Next, the third way to drive traffic and visitors into your store is paid advertisement. So actually, itong strategy 1 na to, ito yung pinaka-best for brand owners. Kasi for brand owners, typically, mababa yung visitors mo. Mababa yung visitors mo kasi hindi ka gen merch eh. You're only selling a specific product for a specific group of people. So parang naglalabanan kayo sa konting visitors. So as brand owners, you really need to invest. Yun yung parang main point ko here. You need to invest in affiliate marketing, you need to invest in ads, you need to invest in everything. Kasi mataas ang margin mo and lahat ng ini-invest mo, saan siya napupunta? Sa brand mo. So, ads, affiliate, KOL. Yan yung 3 big ways to increase your visitors. So, i-check mo yung past 6 months mo kung tumataas or hindi. If not, you need to be more aggressive dito sa one of these 3. So, now, let's talk about the consistency factor. First step to scaling is by driving more traffic. Yun yung kanina. Marketing expense is not really an expense. It's an investment to your brand. Yun yung paulit-ulit kong sinasabi lagi sa mga brand owners. You're not spending. You're investing to your brand. Lahat ng ginagastos mo, bumabalik lang yan sa brand mo. Sa brand recognition mo, sa customer retention mo, customer acquisition mo, everything goes back to you. Okay? Your willingness to invest, that's the way for you to grow to 1 million in sales, 10 million in sales, and even 100 million in sales. Okay? Kailangan mo gawin lahat yan as brand owners. And that's how you get exponential growth. Okay? Just be consistent on everything. Okay? So, pag ginawa ninyong lahat yan, yung kaninang minention kong 3, it's almost impossible for you not to grow sa traffic. So, ano meaning nun? Tumaas na yung traffic mo. Maraming na pumasok sa store mo, maraming pumasok sa store mo and maraming nakakita ng product mo. That's the second step. Hindi pa sila bumibili or konti pa lang yung bumibili. Dito naman tayo papasok sa strategy 2, which is boosting your conversion rate. Kung mababa ang conversion rate mo, how can you increase it? Wait lang, I'm just gonna answer a quick question ni Ma'am Mary. If I already spend on affiliate marketing, but how do I decide which channel to double down on? Affiliate, KOL, or usually affiliate and paid ads, yun yung go-to ko. That's the best best that you can invest on. So kung mabagal pa yung galaw, you need to talk to more affiliate, you need to invite more affiliate, and you need to give higher commission rate. Yun yung best way. Tapos, second question, how can I be aggressive in marketing without overspending? That is the beauty of affiliate marketing. Hindi mo kailangan gumastos hanggat walang sales na pumapasok. Ayun, I hope I was able to answer your question, no, Ma'am Mary. So, balik tayo dito sa conversion rate. Mababa ang conversion rate mo, paano natin yan papataasin? Sobrang simple lang. I'm just gonna give you guys a quick top 3 best ways to increase your conversion rate overnight. Ito overnight to, guys. Kasi medyo mahirap mag-increase ng conversion rate. It usually takes weeks if not months. Pero let me give you guys quick fixes na advantage natin mga brand owners. Number 1, join mega discount voucher. Usually kasi, for brand owners, mas mataas yung presyo natin. Mas mataas yung margins natin. So, by joining the MDV, magsa-sponsor si platform ng mga vouchers. So, sa perspective ng mga buyers, mas magmumura ng konti yung item natin. And the platform gives you free visibility. So, bakit? Recently, I've been reading a lot of people, hindi nila gusto yung MDV. Kasi it takes like 4% of your fees. Dadagdag siya ng 4% of fees. Pero again, babalik tayo dun sa main advantage ng mga brand owners, which is mataas yung margins natin. We can afford to give the 4%. But of course, know your margins. Kasi kung hindi naman kaya, of course, wag natin siya gawin, di ba? So, join MDV, guys. If you're a brand owner, your margins are high, definitely, this is one of the best instant sales booster. Okay? And yung mga competitors mo na walang brand, hindi nila basta-basta masasalihan yan eh. Because their margins are not enough. Next, compete for best prices in Shopee. So ito, when you go to the seller center page, nasa top right yan usually. Basically, you have a specific price. So kunyari, sabihin natin, yung item na binebenta mo is 99 pesos. When you go to best prices in Shopee, it usually recommends a specific price. And ito yung kagandahan with best prices in Shopee. Sometimes, yung nire-recommend niya na price is 98 pesos lang, 97 pesos lang. So, 1 or 2 pesos lang kailangan mong i-discount. Pero, the platform gives you 30 pesos worth of voucher. So, in hindsight, pag unang tingin natin, ay, 30 pesos lang. 30 pesos lang pala eh. Pero in reality, if you take it into consideration, 99 pesos yung item mo, nagbigay ng 30 pesos voucher si Shopee, that's already a 30% discount. This is the thing na hindi na-realize ng ibang seller. 30 pesos in 99 peso item, 30% discount already. And sobrang laki nun. Be sure to check that out after netong webinar natin, no? I-check niyo yung best prices ninyo and i-join niyo yung lahat ng pwede niyong i-join. Kasi super effective niya. And your conversion rate will definitely boost. Within 1 week, makikita mo agad yan. Next, the last one. Activate Shopee Pay Later. So, ito naman is, yun. Actually, babalik lang tayo ng babalik doon sa high profit margin ng business, ng brand owners. Or higher than normal. Hindi naman sa sobrang taas na 2x, 3x, but you're higher than your competitors who does not have a brand. This is another great way to increase your conversion rate. Pero itong SPay Later, I recommend it only for people na mahal yung items. Okay? Kasi, sabihin natin nasa 500 to 1,000 yung item cost mo. If ganun yung mga presyo ng items mo, definitely join this one. Kasi a lot of your customers, one of the reasons na hindi sila bumibili is baka kulang yung pera nila or hindi nila kaya bayaran ng isang bagsakan. And by having this option available, mas malaki yung chance na bibili sila. Mas marami yung payment options na available sa kanila. And as a result, mas malaki yung chance na bibili sila sa'yo. And mas tataas ang conversion rate mo. Pero if ever naman na maliit lang yung cost ng item mo, then no need to join this one. Okay? Next slide, please. Let's quickly talk about then, why are these conversion tactics effective? Kasi it all stems from buyer psychology. You need to, kasi you have a brand eh. Mas mahal yung item mo. So, you need to create psychological tricks and to create urgency, you need to create perceived value to your customers. That's how you get them to pay more. Of course, you have a good product. That's why they have to pay more. Pero for your first-time buyers, for the people who don't know your brand, that's your job as store owners. Kailangan ma-convince mo sila bumili. Kailangan mo sila ma-convince magtiwala ng isang beses. Kasi alam mo, if nagtiwala sila isang beses, bumili sila ng isang beses, that's a customer forever. Ganun kaganda yung product mo. Di ba? So that's the first step, is to get them to buy. And yun, SPay Later, MDV, best prices, lahat yan, it removes the barrier to purchase. It makes it so easy. Ang dali na lang. Pwede 6 months to pay, pwede 12 months to pay, pwede 3 months to pay. Tapos may voucher pa. Parang it's so easy between the customer and the checkout. By removing all the obstacles in the middle, mas mabilis yung flow nila. Kasi isipin mo if kailangan pa nila mag-top up ng 1,000 pero ayaw nila. Tapos nakita nila walang voucher, ayaw ulit nila. Kasi aminin niyo yan guys, type 1 if buyer kayo, tapos bibili na dapat kayo pero wala pa lang voucher. So mag-check pa kayo ng ibang store para maghanap ng voucher. Type 1 if ganun kayo. Ayan. 'Di ba? Everyone's looking for a deal. Everyone's looking for a voucher. So let's give the customer what they want. 'Di ba? Sir Dennis, mag-check out ka sa store ko. Next slide please. Okay, may question si EUPH. Ano po mas better kung first time ni customer mag-order sa shop? Customer satisfaction or customer loyalty? Of course, for me, customer satisfaction. Kasi it's their first time buying. Wala pa silang loyalty of anything from you. And the only way for you to get customer loyalty is by giving customer satisfaction. I hope I was able to answer your question, no? So now let's move on to the third strategy. So step by step yan, guys. Pumasok na sila, dumami na yung visitors mo, tumaas na yung conversion rate mo, meaning dumami na yung bumili sa'yo. So now, we're gonna talk about the third step, which is to increase your AOV. Marami nang bumili, kailangan pataasin natin yung amount na binibili nila. Okay? Kasi lahat ng orders na pumapasok, binabayaran mo yan. Whether it be via ads, or binabayaran mo yung platform for the visibility, or binabayaran mo yung affiliate. Lahat yan, binabayaran mo. That's why you need to maximize the amount na nakukuha mo sa customer. Kailangan mo i-maximize yung binibili ng customer kasi you're paying for ads, sobrang dami mong binabayaran. You need to maximize it. So how are we going to maximize it? That's the question. So naglagay ako dito ng top 4 strategies na ginagamit ko. Pero hindi naman kailangan gamitin lahat, gawin lahat. Hindi yun yung case We're going to pick and choose kung ano yung effective sa atin. Kasi baka kay Luna, kay MJ, effective yung bundle deals, pero sa akin, effective yung free gift. May kanya-kanyang store tayo, may kanya-kanyang customers tayo. Not all the same strategies apply. Same for dun sa conversion rate. Some people, bagay sa SPay Later, some people, bagay sa MDV. You guys need to test it out. That's the best way for you guys to know. Okay? So now, let's talk about these deals. First and foremost is the free gift and add-ons. Ito yung nagbibigay ng perceived value to your customers. It gives them an incentive to buy more. Parang think about it this way. Yung yung best seller mo na item is 99 pesos. And then you have a free gift that is claimable once they spend 120 pesos. So, yung customer mo na bibili sana ng 99, nakita nila, okay, may free gift pala. You have a 99 peso item and you have a 120 peso free gift. If nakita yun ng customer mo, of course, isipin nila, ay, 30 pesos na lang, makakuha ko ng free gift. So, meron niyang psychological effect na sulit. Gusto ko sulitin. Magdadaglag lang ako ng 30. Makakuha ko ng something. Okay? So, the key, ano yung key para maging effective yung free gift mo is yung amount na kailangan nilang idagdag should feel like less than the perceived value of the free gift. So ulitin ko, the amount that they need to spend, 99 peso item, 120 yung free gift, they need to add 30 pesos. So yung free gift mo, it needs to have a perceived value of more than 30 pesos. Okay? So for example, ito yung free gift ko. Itong water jug na to. You need to add 30 pesos only. Gagawin niyo ba guys? Type 1 if yes, type 2 if no. You need to add 30 pesos only. Ayan, sabi ni Ken, yes, 1. Pero again, ito yung kasi of course, hindi tayo magbibigay ng water jug for a 120 min spend. The key to making free gifts work is dapat ibigay niyo yung mga item na, number 1, hindi bumibenta. So for example, meron kang isang, sabi natin cosmetics ka. You have a lipstick that's nagpasok ka ng 10,000 units. Tapos isang taon na hindi mo pa nabebenta. You can use that as a free gift. Instead of nasasayang lang siya or mag-expire lang siya, you use it to make your customers spend more. So another one, speaking of expiration, if meron kang items na mag-e-expire na and sobrang dami mo nun, use it. Give it as a free gift para tumaas yung basket size ng customer mo. Okay? Kasi hindi natin ibibigay yan ng patapon lang eh. Sayang din yung item. So you have to maximize it. Try to get something in return. Okay? Yan, malinaw naman yung sa free gift, guys. Type 1 if malinaw yung sa free gift. Okay. Now let's move on to bundle deals naman. For bundle deals, the concept is super simple lang. Your customer buys one thing. Usually, pag tumingin pa sila sa store mo, chances are, mas marami yung gusto nila. Aminin nyo yan, guys. Pag pumunta tayo sa grocery, sa somewhere, sa SNR, sa Pure Gold, sasabihin natin, kailangan ko lang ng isang gamit, kailangan ko lang ng butter. Pero pag punta natin, buong cart yung dala-dala natin. And that's human tendency. That's normal. So, as store owners, as brand owners, that's our goal. To make the customer look, ay, gusto ko to. Ay, gusto ko to. Gusto ko rin to. Add ko rin to. Add ko rin to. And that's another great way to make them buy more is the bundle deal. I-deal mo yung moisturizer, sasamahan mo ng cleanser, sasamahan mo ng toner. So, mas malaking chance na bibili ng more items yung customer kesa wala kang ginagawa. Separate listing lang, walang bundle deal, walang anything. Of course, mas may chance ka dito. I'm not saying na effective. Sure to. This is not a sure way kasi you have to test it to your account. Pero this makes your chances of success much higher. Okay? So, ayun, sabi ni Ken, buy one, get one. That's another amazing example of making your customer buy more. So, buy one, get one. And buy more, save more, yun. That's exactly right. Yun yung example sana ibibigay ko. So, for example, you have a 99 peso item. Yung kita mo sa 99, 50 pesos. If buy one, get one mo siya. For example, you buy 199, if you buy two, 180 lang. So, may perceived value yung customer na, ay, makakatipid ako ng 8 pesos pag bumili ako ng dalawa. And yes, tama, makakatipid naman talaga sila. So, win-win. Nakatipid yung customer, kumita ka ng mas marami. That's the logic behind the buy more, save more. Perceived value. You need to convince your customer that they need this. It's a good buy. Nakakatipid sila, nakakasulit sila. That's the key to upselling your customer. Next, strategic campaign. Ito yung mga coin cashback, mga payday sale, double digit sale. So, bakit effective yung double digit sale campaign sales sa AOV? Kasi these are the dates na may pera yung mga customers natin. Ito yung date na sahuran, may sahod na sila, or ito yung date na sa isip nila, okay, sa payday sale ako bibili, sa double digit sale ako bibili. Kasi lahat naman tayo, I'm sure everyone, lahat ganyan. Type 2, if ganyan kayo, sa payday sale ko na lang bibilhin, sa campaign day ko na lang bibilhin. Today mo gusto, pero antayin ko na lang yung payday, di ba? Everyone's like that. So, tuwing may payday sale, tuwing may campaign sale, dito papasok yung mga free gift na yan, yung mga bundle na yan. Kasi sobrang bilis lang kasi your customer is already in a buying mindset. Gusto na nila bumili. So doon pa lang, kuha mo na sila. Yan, tas dadagdagan mo pa ng more discount, free shipping. Kuha mo ng customer. And lastly, weekly rotating voucher. So ito yung refresh voucher. So this one I don't typically recommend kasi mas pumapasok siya dun sa conversion rate instead of AOV. Pero again, kailangan nyo itry. Maybe ito pala yung sobrang effective sa store mo kasi you can never know. So the way for you to know is by trying it. Ayun, may mga questions pa kayo guys. Nakasunod naman kayo sa e-com equation on the visitors, conversion rate, AOV. Type 1 if nakakasunod pa. Alright, next slide please. Ayan. So yan yung formula. Tuwing sinasabi natin na gusto kong tumaas yung sales ko. Hindi siya about ads. Hindi siya about visitors. Hindi siya about one certain thing lang eh. It's about 3. The e-com equation. Improve your visitors, improve your conversion rate, and improve your AOV. So yan, alam niyo na, kung gusto niyo tumaas yung sales ninyo, alam niyo na kung saan kayo dapat tumingin. Sa e-com equation, sa 3 metric, para alam niyo kung at saan tayo nagkukulang, saan natin dapat i-improve, saan yung dapat nating pagandahin. Okay? So, sige. Next slide please. Pero let's have a quick quiz. Kung gusto mong tumaas yung visitors mo, what are the best strategies to use? Ayan. Yung first na makakasagot, sabi ni Kate, affiliate marketing. Pero ayun, affiliate marketing. Correct. I hope na natutunan nyo, na-understand nyo, and most importantly, ma-implement natin siya sa mga stores natin. Now, let's talk about building a brand that lasts. Kasi ito yung nakakalimutan madalas ng mga affiliate, ng mga brand owners. Kasi sobrang nakafocus sila sa sales. It's not just about sales. It's about giving your customer a good experience. Dito pumapasok yung nagtanong kanina na customer satisfaction or customer loyalty. Diyan yan pumapasok. Sa customer satisfaction, customer loyalty, hindi diyan pumapasok yung sales. Unrelated yung sales diyan. Pero so many sellers talk about sales only. So maganda, ang ganda ng question kanina ni Ma'am on satisfaction and loyalty. Those are the things that we need to focus on as brand owners. We need to make sure na maganda yung experience ng customer, satisfied sila sa service, satisfied sila sa product. That's how we build loyalty. That's how we increase sales. Sales is just a byproduct. Never yan yung goal. It's only a result of whatever efforts we put in. All the 7-figure brand, 8-figure brand, 10 million, 15 million brands that I know, they didn't do it by focusing on sales. They were able to achieve that by combining everything. Affiliate marketing, ads, collaborations, discounts, increasing mga vouchers, mga campaigns, mga bundle deals, mga free deals, all of those. And of course, giving your customer a good experience, making them satisfied. That's how you grow your brand. Kasi pag bumomba ka sa ads, hindi yan magtatagal eh. It's only a 1-month thing. Tumaas yung sale mo, tumaas yung ad expense mo. Kailangan mo babaan yung ad expense mo, kailangan mo bababa yung sales mo. So, focus on the branding. Okay, so may tanong si For Young Burst. Given the pricing competition sa mga online platforms, pababaan halos, is it advisable na magtaas ng presyo, provide all the possible discount or just maintain your price almost the same with competitors with less discount? Actually, papasok tayo dito sa profitability. If hindi mo naman kailangan mag-increase ng price, if your margins, okay naman margins mo, don't increase your price. Kasi, increasing your price for the sake of the vouchers and the promos, hindi siya ganun ka-effective kasi parang you take a step forward, you take a step back. And the worst is, na de-prioritize ka rin ng algo. Kasi I'm sure na-experience na yan ng lahat. Nagtaas ka ng 20% na price, bumaba ng 40% yung sales mo. So, babalik tayo sa profitability. If kaya naman ng margins, hindi kailangan magtaas ng price. Kasi okay lang even if your price is a little bit higher than your competitors. Kasi if tama naman yung application mo ng e-com equation, even if your pricing is higher, you have no problem. So I hope nasagot ko yung question nyo, no, sir? So yan yung key takeaways for brand owners. Number 1, understand your numbers. Visitors, AOV, conversion rate, e-com equation. Number 2, invest in growth. Lahat ng ginagastos mo, hindi yan expense. That's an investment towards your brand. If you know your numbers, if you know your profitability, you have no problem. Number 3, leverage your advantage. Na-mention ko kanina sa inyo yung mga advantages ng brand owners. Affiliate marketing, KOL, paid ads, MDV, and everything. If you're a brand owner, you have to take advantage of it. Kasi hindi lahat ng seller may ganun advantage eh. Pag maliit margins mo, halos lahat di mo na magagawa. And lastly, be consistent. Hindi siya one time, big time, but rather month on month, year on year, week on week. It's a constant process of improvement. Improving your visitors, and then improving your conversion rate, and then improving your visitors again, improving your conversion rate again, then increasing your AOV. Paulit-ulit yan na cycle. Your store is never perfect eh. That's the thing with e-commerce. Never matatapos ang pag-o-optimize at pag-aayos mo ng store mo. It's never going to be perfect. Let's make it consistent. Let's strive for consistency rather than perfection.